It's breakfast time. Wow, I feel like we actually harmonized there.
Yeah, that sounded really good.
I think you need to be doing this for a long time to get to that place where we're so in sync that I know what tone you're going in and you know what tone I'm going in.
Exactly. We're saved the best for the last.
And it's kind of sad to think that this is our last podcast of the season. There was a lot less podcasts this season than I originally thought. But that is a very telling of how the fantasy season went. There's surprises. There's things you think are going to go one way and it goes another way.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we're glad you're here with us again as we wrap up the 2025 fantasy season for the Pancake League. I want to give a huge shout out to this year's winner, Chris Long.
Chris Long.
And Chris, you came in to this season and we didn't know who you were, what you were about, but now we know you're a winner. And let's see if you can repeat next year. It's yet to be done.
Mm-hmm. Chris, from one champ to another, welcome to the Champs Club. It's not a very crowded room here. But I just want to say kudos. Welcome. Come on in. The water's warm.
Wow. Is this champ club? Is it like
It's a room full of water.
It's a hot...
There's a hot tub in the room.
Wow. I hope one day I get invited up to that room.
Well, so you don't get invited. You got to earn it.
Oh, you got to break your way in.
If that's one way of doing it, yeah.
Okay. Guys, this episode we are going to hand out some awards, and I'm sorry everyone might not be a winner. Okay, that's not how awards work.
No,
you need to earn an award, and so
this isn't you don't get a participation award.
No,
okay,
we don't hand out participation awards. There is no participation awards. So we're going to crack right into it. We're going to award the awards, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
The first award is the Elijah Award. This award goes to someone with a prophetic ability to crush their opponents. And the winner of the Elijah Award this year is Chris Long. Chris, you came into this league as a prophet.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't know what kind of a prophet you were. Were you going to be one of the lesser prophets who basically doesn't even get a book in the Bible? Or were you going to be one of the prophets that really made waves?
Mm-hmm.
And you proved this year that you are an Elijah. And seeing your journey through the fantasy season actually reminded me of a story in the Bible. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this Bible story, I'm going to briefly summarize it. Elijah was mocked and he was doubted by some of the other prophets in his league, you could call it.
Okay.
And I think when Chris came in the league, I would have people reaching out to me, hey, who's this guy? Like, is he really...
This nobody
Does
guy.
he know his stuff? Kind of questioning, does he belong here? Is he going to be able to play with the big dogs that we got in the league?
Mm-hmm.
And in the same way that Elijah was doubted by the other prophets.
And challenged by the other prophets.
That's right. He, when challenged, brought down, I was going to say hellfire on them, but it wasn't hellfire, it was heaven fire.
Yeah.
He brought heaven fire down upon the altar, consuming everything in front of him.
Yeah.
And showed what true power looks like. And you did that this season, Chris. You brought down heaven fire upon your opponents, consuming them, and you showed that you aren't acting alone, but you've got a power on your side, and nothing is going to stand in your way. Congratulations, Chris, on your Elijah Award, not to be mistaken with the Elisha Award.
Totally different award. Yeah, that's a good clarification. The next award is the Double or Nothing Award. This award goes to somebody who takes big risks for that big reward. And sometimes it doesn't always pay off. And this year it didn't pay off for this person. The Double or Nothing award goes to the gambler, to Cam.
Congratulations, Cam.
Cam, you took big risks. You played your heart out, and it didn't turn up for you this time. And as a gambler, you know that you don't always win every time. And that's a part of the equation. But you're saving up your Dunas, and you're going to go again next year, next round. Because eventually you're going to hit big, and you're going to hit big time.
Ding, 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 ding.
Gang
Winner.
Gagnon.
Gagnon.
And so I just want to say a big congrats to Cam for winning the Double or Nothing award.
Congrats. The next award is the QBIQ award, which is presented to the team that shows the highest QB intelligence, the team that knows where to find value, where to find points in a league where those things are so hard to find. And the winner of that award goes to me. I was the winner of the QBIQ award this year. In the second last round of the draft, I took Drake May. And I saw enough from his rookie season that I knew he wasn't a flash in the pan, and that he was going to be the real deal. And it paid off dividends for me. He brought me deep into the playoffs, and I almost won the whole thing. And it largely was due to Drake May and his performance. So congratulations to me.
Wow.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah. No, gotta give grats where it's due.
And I am hoping that I can run it back next year, because this is probably one of the most prestigious awards that we're presenting today.
Wow. I'd say maybe as an equally outstanding award would be the Last Samurai award. What is this award? It goes to somebody who, despite looking onto the face of defeat and an enemy too big to fight, you're willing to stand your ground and fight for honor. And that's more than a lot of people can say. But this person can say that. And that award, the Last Samurai award, goes to me. Yeah, I didn't win the championship this year. I couldn't, like a Tom Cruise, I can't stand up against the fancy guns and the cannons and the gunpowder. I've got a little katana sword. But you know what I've learned? I've learned to sit in silence. Have you heard the sound of your own thoughts?
Oh my gosh, no.
Of wind brushing through the grass.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't a winner, but I think I had the most winning experience.
You definitely did face a lot of adversity this year, Jeff. And I think, you got punched and you found yourself down. And you're right, in the same way that Samurai goes into battle against guns knowing he's going to die, you walked into the middle section of that season basically facing death.
I had a lot of dark moments.
And I'm sure there was a few moments when you were holding that sword and you were looking down at your belly and you were thinking, you might have to do the old samurai.
Yeah.
Turn that knife around and just end it, but you didn't.
No.
And you kept fighting in the battle, and it paid off.
It did. It paid off dividends. Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations,
Thank
Jeff,
you.
on the Last Samurai Award.
Thank you.
The next award is the Untied Laces Award. This award goes to a team that kind of forgot to do their last check, before a race starts, as a runner, you stretch, you move around, and then you look at your laces and you make sure your laces are tied.
Yeah.
So you don't fumble and bumble right at the end. And the Untied Laces Award goes to Braden.
Wow. Congrats, Braden.
You know, Braden, we knew from the get-go you were a shoo-in, but just because you know you're going to make the playoffs doesn't mean you got to get cocky and forget to tie up those laces. And you bumbled your way in the end. I don't even think you hit 100 points in the final week, and that is due to the untied laces. There was checks that needed to be made that weren't made. There was simple, basic stuff that really could have done it for you that you didn't do. And so, unfortunately, you are the winner of the Untied Laces Award.
But you know what, Braden? You might be thinking to yourself, this doesn't feel like an award. It feels like a slap in the face. But this is something that... This is something that, Braden, once you put this award on your bedside table and you look at it every night, that's the kind of motivation you take into next year and you win it all.
Yeah.
You know you're never going to make those silly mistakes again, and that it's going to actually make the difference. So this is encouraging. This is an award. You should be proud.
Yeah. And I would say this season you took another step forward. And I think even though you didn't tie your laces, you were still taking steps in the right direction. And so we hope you continue next year.
Mm-hmm.
Our next award is the Hot Young Thang Award. And this award goes to the hottest young thang in the league.
This is a highly contested, highly sought after award.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, we really mulled over this one. But we came to a clear consensus that the winner of the Hot Young Thang Award goes to Philip.
Wow.
Congratulations, Philip.
And you know what, Philip? The applause shouldn't stop there because Philip is the only person in this league to win 2 awards.
Oh, what?
The second award is the highly sought after award, Gukesh Damaraju Award. As everybody knows, Gukesh is a grandmaster, a tactician when it comes to the chessboard, and that's how Philip saw his matchups every week. He saw this board, and he was moving his pieces, moving his players in just the right way. He was knowing when to attack, when to defend, and he earned himself the Gukesh Damaraju Award.
He was exceptional this year. And I think every matchup was a chess match, but even the season itself was one large chess match. And like a true rook, he slid across that board with ease. He made moves that were sweeping, and I tip my hat to Philip. The Gukesh Damaraju Award is a spectacular accomplishment. Congratulations, Philip.
This next award is the Heartbreak Award. I know a lot of people thought Braden would earn this award, being in the championship finals, but it goes to somebody else who had a close but crushing defeat. When they were high, they got knocked down, and this award goes to Michael and Crystal. Guys, you were the Titans, and that was clear in this season. You had so many points, so many wins, and you had a big heart. But the bigger the heart, the bigger the heartbreak.
Yeah.
And you lost in the first round of playoffs to a single kick in garbage time. And would that team did not decide to kick and instead went for that touchdown? I don't know, maybe there'd be a different winner in this league. We don't know. We just don't know. What I do know is there's heartbreak right now.
Yeah, when your fantasy destiny is tied up in the hands of a brainless offensive coordinator making ridiculous decisions, yeah, that stings. And you guys felt the sting. And I am sorry that I had to be the fantasy team that inflicted that upon you, but leaving 2 broken hearts, not even just 1 broken heart, it actually hurt me more than I think it hurt them. So I actually think I should be considered for that Heartbreak Award because it actually almost broke my heart to have to do that to them. But you guys are the fair winners of the Heartbreak Award. Congratulations. The next award is the Revenant Award. For those of you who've seen The Revenant, you know the pivotal scene in which a wild bear inflicts insurmountable damage upon his victim. This award goes to a team who, when they come upon someone in their path, they know when to maul, to brawl, and to shred them to pieces. And this award goes to none other than Jeff K. Jeff K, you had a season with ups, you had a season with downs, but you truly are deserving of the Revenant Award. As we were nearing the end of the regular season and the Pancake playoffs were looming for you, you broke out and you mauled and you brawled and you ripped your opponents to absolute ribbons, and you weren't afraid to get blood on your hands. You huffed and puffed around them and you just absolutely demolished them, and that is very worthy of an award. You were like a bear in heat with when the smell of that lusty sort of aroma hit your nostrils, you went into full beast mode, and that was pretty cool to see.
That was pretty cool to see.
I'm just glad I wasn't on the other end of that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jeff.
This next award is the Scadaboo Boo Award. And it goes to a person who had to deal with a lot of injuries this year. Too many injuries. And that award goes to David. David, you got a knack for picking the wrong guys. Malik, Scadaboo, Kittle, T. Higgins, core pieces of your team fraught with injuries, and that's what got you this award. There was a point in this season when I was like, is David trying to win, or is he just trying to win the Scadaboo Boo Award?
Yeah.
Because it looks like he's trying to win the Scadaboo Boo Award.
Yeah.
I know it's an award that a lot of people want to have at the end of the year. So I was questioning that, but I got to give credit where credit's due. He dealt with a lot of injuries on his team, and he suffered the consequences of that.
I think probably the most important thing about being a winner of the Scadaboo Boo Award is it basically gives you that ever elusive excuse as to why you failed.
Right.
And for so many losers in the league, they don't have that to fall on.
There's one winner and there's 9 losers.
Yeah, so you're the one loser that can say, well, look at what I dealt with, right? And so congratulations to you, David. You have an excuse for every conversation that you have to have talking about your fantasy team. The last award is the Old Yeller Award. And for those of you familiar with Old Yeller, he was a really lively, wonderful dog who got old and he got sick fast and he had to be put down. And the winner of that award is Andrew.
Congrats, Andrew.
Andrew, much like Old Yeller, the beginning of your season started with such hope and promise. And I would call the first 4 games of the season, we're going to call that the puppy phase. It's all roses. It's sunshine. You're having the time of your life. It's wonderful. And then things take a turn. And the dog gets bit.
You got bit.
And looking at your team, you got bit. I don't know why. I don't know what. But you got infected and you got sick. And in the end, when you think about this season and how it transpired, I want you to put it down. I want you to forget about it. I want you to get out the shotgun and end this season. It's over. It's done. We're not coming back. And next year's a new year, Andrew. And I hope that you're willing to get a new puppy and to say, no, this one's going to be different. This one's not going to get sick like the last one.
Yeah.
But you definitely deserve this award, and this is a tough one to hand out.
It's a tough one to swallow, but you're going to have to swallow it anyways.
Yeah.
And when you're eyeing that dog down through those iron sights of that rifle, tears are going to be coming down your face. You're going to be seeing that rabid dog, and you're going to be seeing that little puppy.
Yeah.
But you got to do it. You got to put it down. It needs to be done.
Yeah.
But like Jared said, we can always get another one.
Guys, that wraps up our awards. Congratulations again to all the winners. Really proud of you guys for the way that you carried yourselves this league, the rules that were followed, the respect that was given, the way we treat each other with dignity in and out of the chat. And I just want to say I'm excited to see you all Saturday morning at 7:30. I called ahead. Denny's does not take reservations, but they assured me that there would be seats for 8 people at 7:30 a.m. at the Denny's on Woodlawn. We are there to support Andrew. Could have been any of us this year. That's fantasy. It sucks. But we're proud of Andrew that he's following through, and he's going to be eating some pancakes. And, Andrew, we will be taking a bite each.
One bite.
And that should amount to one full pancake gone for you. We're there to support you, to love you, and to have some fun together. So look forward to seeing you guys at the Denny's in Guelph on Woodlawn at 7:30 on Saturday.
Guys, thanks so much for being in this league. It's scary. It's a risk. But every year, it's worth it. And it's fun. And the memories you make, the stories you share. We're excited to bond together this Saturday. And I guess that's us signing off for this year.
Yeah. Happy New Year, guys. And we'll see you Saturday.
Love it.